Hello and welcome to Getty Talks. Here's your host, businessman, philanthropist, playboy, art collector, and husband 5 times removed, J. Paul Getty.
Thank you all. Thank you. Now, I'm sure all of you know all about me. I inherited my oil empire from my father, which made me one of the wealthiest people in America. I have a wonderful charity that supports the arts because I'm such a great guy. Not to mention, I've started this incredible art movement called Discipline-Based Art Education, or DBAE. Yes, well today I'm going to enlighten all of you would-be artists out there on the right way to study art through DBAE. I should know, I am an art collector after all. So, DBAE is comprised of 4 equal parts. These parts include art production, art history, art criticism, and aesthetics. To help you understand these parts, focus your attention on the pie chart. As you can see, there are 4 equal pieces of the chart. The red section represents art production, the blue represents art history, the yellow represents art criticism, and the white represents aesthetics. Now, DBAE was designed so that art curriculum is more comprehensively taught to all students. I see we have a question from the audience. Yes, ma'am. What is your question, and are you currently married?
Well, yes, I am married.
Shucks. Well, what's your name and question, ma'am?
My name is Mary Teach. I'm a high school visual arts teacher, and I was wondering how I could use DBAE in my classroom.
Excellent question, Ms. Teach. You can use DBAE in your very own classroom by simply teaching students how to look at artworks, use basic studio techniques, understand the works of art through art history, and finally, teach the students to discuss the art they see. So to break down into DBAE terms, aesthetics are when they look at artworks, production is when they use basic studio techniques, art history is when they understand the works of art through art history and art culture, and criticism is when they discuss the art they see and create. Does that answer your question, Mrs. Teach?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Getty.
Good. Another question. Sir, what is your name and your question?
My name is Artie Ponce. I have a question about the Getty Trust Foundation. What is it?
Well, Mr. Artie Ponce, that's a great question. The Getty Trust Foundation basically works to support individuals, as well as institutions, who strive to advance understanding and preservation of the visual arts around the world. We have time for one more question. Yes, young lady in the back, what is your name and your question?
My name is Donna Plier. I am a dance student, and I was wondering how DBAE will affect me as a student.
Great question, Ms. Plier. DBAE stands as a facilitating approach for all art forms, not just visual arts, in state and federal standards. Also keep in mind that DBAE is comprised of 4 components, which makes it easier for educators to use standardized testing in the arts, which I know all art teachers love standardized testing. So you're welcome. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for all your excellent questions about discipline-based art education. Come back next week where we'll be discussing my $4 billion earnings when I built up my father's oil company. I know you're all so excited. Thank you, and good night.